Make sure everything's going. One sec, guys. We're going to start here in a sec. Just got to make sure everything is set up real quick. What do I need to do? YouTube. Pretty decent day, actually, when it comes to trading. We're gonna go over here. Yep, there we go. Just want to turn the stream on so I can see all the questions from the stream. But we'll get started here. Pretty interesting movement so far, holding back below 4,100. This has kind of been the big level to watch, in my opinion. It's kind of where we're back at. I want to see if we're going to hold below that for any type of really good movement. But yeah, we're going to come back here. And also, Tesla's been a really interesting name that I've been watching. NQ reacting well to the VWAP slap so far. You're kind of getting back above it on ES, but we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens there. But yeah. Bring Bookmap back up. Let me pull Discord up as well. So if you have questions in Discord, you can go ahead and post them in Discord. But yeah, we're gonna get started. Make sure. Okay, we're good. So yeah, so far we're holding below 4,100 here. That's all I'm really looking at and like watching for is this right here. Is how we hold below this level, and can we hold below it? That's all that really matters to me. Not too much liquidity here, so it's looking like we might get back above it. But so far, this is the most interesting. I think also, too, if you're going short on the market, I think SPY versus NQ is the way to go based on just all the downside momentum. I think SPY has the weakness inherently versus NQ. NQ does not look the greatest. It's below a lot of, it's right above 12.95, but ultimately, this is kind of what you're looking at and looking for. Man, there's like so many YouTube videos I've posted today. It's kind of crazy. Let me post this so it's there. Post that. YouTube. Cool. Posted that right there. Let me delete this other one. Cool. But yeah, so this is where we're at in Q. See what's happening here. Not too much. Big level right here. I mean, really 13,000. That's where we're going to see a lot of liquidity come back into play. But yeah, we've kind of already had that down period of time too over the last hour. So I think we might get some movement here into a little bit more at least. I kind of hope so. At the very minimum. At the very least, right? Hope we get a little bit of something here. Tesla's getting a little bit of love as well in Q, but in Q, like bring that VWAP up so you can see it as well. I want to use a dark screen just because it's much cleaner to look at. But yeah, you can see we're sitting on top of VWAP right now and sitting on top of some of these bigger levels here. So definitely worth mentioning. So if we can get back below 12.95, you're looking pretty optimal for that downside. ES is trying to hold that level as well. Just, you know, pretty big battle right now. Want to see some positions start to stack in. As far as ICs though too, I do want to talk a little bit about ICs. So you had some, dear God, if you're coming in Discord, like, come on, mute your mic, please. Like, I just muted everyone in Discord. If you have a question, just type it out. I don't know. So you have gotten some ICs to the upside on NQ, but I think this is like telling. This gives you a better answer that you're seeing like buyers more interested in NQs, more interested in NASDAQ, more interested in tech. And it makes logical sense. If you go back to the banking crisis that we had, you know, in March, right? The first signs of it, at least, right? We saw NQ get a lot of love still, right? And those tech names held the market up, specifically like, you know, semiconductors, Microsoft. Those were the strong names. And ultimately that's what it kept us afloat. And so it makes sense that while we're getting pushed down heavily influenced by, you know, this bank news, that you're seeing buyers lean more towards NQ. Going into ES, I think the story is different. More downside looks like it's here. on ES. Now you had a little bit of a buyer, I think, this morning early on at the lows, but even then you're still seeing sellers try to step in here. And you're actually seeing like, it's like, well, I'm really curious to see if you put in a lower high here on smaller time frames and start pushing back down. Do you get rejected at 4,100 here and can't get back above it by the end of the day? That'd be pretty brutal as well. Do you get a whole day below 4,100? And it'd probably be a nasty wick as well. I mean, I don't know if it gets too much better than that. So those are a few things that I'm kind of looking for right now for myself and just overall moving forward throughout the day. But yeah, Tesla, and Tesla's like the only stock that I'm really interested in today. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's the only name that I really care about going into Tesla. Let's pull it up. I thought I already had it up. I do not. Pull up Tesla. Yeah, I have SPY pulled up as well. I actually ended up getting some SPY puts a few minutes ago. Not a crazy position, but I started getting some for May 19th. SPY, again, you can't really see too much when you come to SPY. It's not the best way to look at Bookmap, in my opinion. But you can still see you're kind of flagging to the downside, which is what you want to see. Tesla, I want Tesla to start dropping so bad. Tesla's just, you've already started your drop. You kind of like got into where that gap started. I can give you all a visual here on Tesla. The Tesla's already started getting really interesting. So when you start diving into Tesla and what's happening here, not the not the best look here on Tesla, right? So bringing out the race, you can see. So your gap starts basically at like 154.8, I think, on like small time frames. You can see it. When you zoom in here, you can kind of see. This morning, you kind of wick down, you get back above it right now, but you're still just making, like I've said on Twitter, like if you're not following on Twitter, I recommend doing so. It's probably for free content, it's the best way to go. But I told you guys back here, let's go look. Told you all a few days ago. I think this was probably yesterday. 25th, what is today? 26th, yeah, it was yesterday. Still making lower highs and lower lows. Gap fill still in play. You know, you were at 160 at the time. You came all the way down to 154, 153-ish. Already, you are bouncing, getting a little bit of love, but that being said, you still look terrible. You know what I mean? You're getting into that gap range, and once you really hold in that gap range, it's gonna start pushing down. So those are things that I'm looking for there, right? And so even with Tesla here, you're getting some bounce, you're getting a little bit of love, but in my opinion, nothing crazy, nothing that warrants any excitement for upside, in my opinion. NQ weakening would be more surprising, to be honest. ES is the one that I expect to show all the weakness now moving forward. Yesterday I was playing Qs. Today I think SPY is the way. If you're looking to play downside, SPY. If you're looking to play upside, Qs. I think that's how you have to play the market right now. There's no other way around it. Again, if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to go over them, break them down as much as possible. But that's pretty much that. Let me also post this in here if people want it. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Let's see, we want to break down a little bit. Probably test this, 40.92, 40.93. You're already pushing through all these levels so far. Sellers still stepping in. This is what you want to see if you're betting on the downside, at least. See a little bit of momentum shift come into play. That's what we need to see. Some of these charts aren't, see, you're potentially getting back below 12.95. It's exactly what we want to see right now. But again, not out of the woodworks here on NQ, in my opinion. Still looks decent, still looks okay here on NQ. It's more of ES getting and holding below that level, really showing all the weakness. That's the statement that you're mainly interested in right now. Is can ES continue to show the weakness? Is this a bear flag on SPY 5-minute chart? So you can kind of see it right here, but of course I'd rather look at it like on a chart to show you. But I'm pretty positive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're looking at the same thing. Yeah, it's kind of ugly. You were kind of forming one, but it's not really. I wouldn't really consider it necessarily. Kind of like it's kind of how you're forming out. It's not terrible, but yeah, it's not bullish. It looks like it's trying to prepare for some continuation to the downside. We can go in here as well. Look at the volume flowing in here. You can see it's kind of been declining the entire way. Volume's increasing to the sell side as you're pushing down. That's what you want to see from a bear flag, and you can really get all that data here on Bookmap. You can see all that flow coming in there. So that's exactly what we want to see. So we want to see some more continuation, more volume on the downside to push us down. Are you looking at those SPY puts as a swing? For myself, yeah. It just depends where we're at the end of the day. Like if you know, and how we're moving, right? I would like to be able to hold a position, preparing, holding us under 4,100. If we hold under 4,100, I wouldn't have time to be able to hold some of these out. It just totally depends. If I get up quickly $2,000-$3,000, then I'll probably, obviously dip out, right? I'm not going to just sit in a play while I'm up a lot. Like yesterday, I didn't expect to be up $2,000 almost by the end of the day. And it was up more than 1,600. That was just when I posted that picture because I had to let that be known in Discord. But, yeah, I'm never going to just like sit in a position just like a crazy amount of time and just leave my risk, just crazy, like be greedy. So I say it all the time. Especially with these earnings. Like I think Meta has earnings tonight. I don't think Meta is going to perform that well. But what to see? I mean, yeah. Yeah. That's what I always say. Everyone's risk management's different. I mean, that's why I posted. I was like, look, I'm up 1,600. I'm up 1,700. Like, do what you got to do. But yeah. If you wanna risk it, risk it. If you wanna leave some swing or some runners, leave some runners. If you wanna add more. It's all up to you guys. That's ultimately the point of the Discord part of things. But yeah, good question, Chomp. Tesla, I'm so interested. But Tesla's like not surprising because it's been doing this. You did get some, I think, lower targets on Tesla as well today, but we'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. Tesla should start picking up steam to the downside, but so far, nothing. AMD looks pretty weak. You want to see semiconductor start to roll back over. Probably the strongest area in the NASDAQ today is semis. You can see NASDAQ now just trending lower. It reminds me of yesterday, to be honest. That's how NASDAQ and SPY were moving yesterday. Pretty gross. Some of these names still trying to hold on for dear life. A few others. I'm trying to see if there's any questions. I'm trying to answer them if I can. But so far, I'm not seeing anything. Go to Bookmap. And again, we're here till about 1 o'clock. So if you have questions, make sure you ask them. Try to get to all the questions as easy, quick as possible. But yeah. Someone actually asked a question in the chat on Bookmap, but I wasn't here for it. It was like days later or after that. Yeah. That was a long question though. Go back. So you're still holding down here. I want to see some more volume kick in for sure. Still seeing some buyers. I kind of want to go look at flow as well. If you have questions, again, post them, try to answer them. Yeah, so this all started coming in recently. Yeah, this is some newer positions being established near the end of that stream. A lot of downside plays coming in here. Let's see, SPY. Yeah, SPY not ideal. Qs, yeah, not ideal. IWM is disgusting. IWM is the nastiest looking thing that there is out there right now. Let me tell you, it is gross. It looks absolutely terrible. So yeah. So anyways, kind of nothing going on here. Just kind of churning through. I mean, I expect a little bit of action during this time just because we were so slow throughout the past hour. But you never know here. How's your volume looking throughout the day as well? Let's look real quick. SPY volume, you're almost 36, 37 mil. Not terrible at noon. It could be worse. Not awful. Qs, you're over half. Looking better on Qs. Yeah, Q's looking for a little bit of recovery too. You can kind of see what's happening there. Like giving you a visual on Q's kind of easy to see what's taking place. You can see like you kind of had that bear flag. That's why I don't really like considering that a bear flag, but you're holding VWAP up right there. But going into Q's, you can kind of see like you had this level here that we had marked previous lows right there. You're trying to get above, but we'll see. So you're really holding on to VWAP is keeping Qs alive here. But yeah. One sec. Let me get a drink real quick. If you have questions, post them. Sorry. Okay. What's your Twitter? Tyler Wilson 119. Tyler Wilson 119. Appreciate the review for Walmart. Consider short swing, new to Bookmap. Does appreciate analysis. So on Walmart, so you know, there was news that dropped a little bit earlier. So Walmart leaders lose bid to end the lawsuit over the opioid regulation flags. So that was bad news. So understand that before we even get into the chart here. We go into Walmart and you're seeing weakness being established. I think Walmart doesn't look ideal. Like one thing I'll say though on Walmart, it's been such a strong name. This is like a daily time frame. It's been just killing it going up. So Walmart is showing weakness on almost most of these time frames, especially like the daily viewpoint. Going into Bookmap here, I got to let it load in real quick. So let it load real quick and then we'll get back to it. So you're seeing some selling being established here on ES. But something that's really important to understand for everyone is if I am looking at, you know, the market, and this is how I trade. So just understand this. And I am looking at ES, which is, you know, S&P futures, and I'm looking at NASDAQ, right? QQQ, right? And I am bearish on those. I'm bearish on most things in the market, about 90%. Very few things would I be expecting to have upside or to perform well. I would be inherently bearish on most things from that viewpoint, right? So it's really important when people ask questions or, you know, view things like that, that if I'm looking at the perspective of ES holding below 4,100, then I'm probably pretty bearish on whatever stock you're going to ask about. But it's so I wanted to highlight that news on Walmart first before we went over anything though. Let me get some back data on this, going back a little bit longer. Give it a sec, it'll load back in. We'll go over that in a sec, so don't worry. I'm really like most excited though for Tesla. Like I want Tesla to drop so bad. Just won't do it. Just won't do it. I just started studying Lux Algo on TradingView. Is it worth pursuing? Can you do a study on Lux Algo at some point? So I actually like have talked to Lux Algo guys. And they like I technically have like an affiliate link with them. I just don't use any indicators really. So it's like really hard for me to like work them into anything. I think they probably have some solid stuff for beginners. I just think a lot of it is just too much. I don't think you need that. I don't think you need too much like tools like when it comes to trading, like to be honest. Like for instance, like Bookmap. I think Bookmap is like the next level of looking at volume. It's like I wouldn't say use Bookmap until you understand how to look at volume, and then like you like, okay, well once I get it, then I can go deeper dive into level 2 and looking at what's happening here on Bookmap. So but going into Walmart, zooming out real quick. So basically since this morning you can see nothing really happening. I mean target's probably down at 150 flat, but again there's not too much here. You're gonna have probably every like 50 cents to $1, right? And that's basically it's every 80 cents you're getting a wall here on Walmart. I would really be interested to see if you hold below 150 though. If you can get below 150, you look terrible. You do look terrible. You had some Dow names report earnings. I think you have a few more overnight as well. But Walmart, I would suspect more downside. Yeah. SPY's just holding down here. ES, I mean, NQ just chilling. NQ sitting on top of support 12.95. So no big surprises, no big shockers yet. We would love NQ to get below 12.95. But I'm going to say it again. I don't see the downside on NQ or Qs ramping up and holding strong or actually like getting followed through to the downside until we get bad earnings, until we can have a bad tech earnings. If Meta comes out today terrible, I think and I believe you will get some follow through to the downside. And I think Qs they'll get hurt. And they will, right? I think we'll probably have a really terrible Thursday if we can actually get some bad earnings. But until then, Qs are going to just stay ramped up because everything's beating. You're getting buybacks, everything in between. McDonald's been killing it. I think you're actually like, you might have said it like a day late, because now you're like in this terrible bear flag on McDonald's. I already knew this. They have like, I don't know if they have a lawsuit or they're talking about raising price. They have something going on McDonald's. Anyways, they had good earnings and they pumped up and now they like dog water. But yeah, McDonald's not ideal either. Like, and look at that daily candle you're putting in. Yuck. Getting back below the 90 man on the daily as well. I mean, you have some downside here on McDonald's. Not gonna lie. It was looking really good though, but they had news for sure. They had news. I remember. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was right with earnings though. So you like had some good stuff, and then it was like down. Trying to see if there's any questions. I don't see anything in Discord. Anyone else? 12:22. We have like 40 more minutes, so just if you have questions, make sure you ask. Again, just slowly chopping down. Not really what I want. I really would like to get some faster, stronger. They have pushback on prices. Yeah, I think something like, I have no idea. I really like can't keep track of McDonald's. Bro, Don's that meat man. Bro, he knows all about the meat prices. I mean, downside of McDonald's looks pretty great. Like, and Dow as well. Like, if you look at Dow, like Dow probably has some downside. Like, I mean, to be honest, like if you start getting below 33.45, like you got some real downside here, right? I mean, you're holding like this previous level right here, which is still big. Don't get me wrong, but this whole little range. I mean, then the 200 SMAs on here, like you have some room. So I think you're definitely like shaping up for a lot of opportunity across the board here. I will say that 100%. So that's just me. If you're coming into Discord, please mute your mic. Like, or I'll just mute you and you can never talk to me. Sorry, but I don't know. It's just zero manners. But yeah, so you're breaking down as well. You're still just chilling though. It's just so slow. So slow. But I think this tells you more than anything though. Again, like sell side, ES is the way to go. Upside, you're betting on NASDAQ just because of tech. But even NASDAQ is just like getting slammed. And the crazy part about NASDAQ getting slammed like this and continuing to break all these levels is that if you look at equities, they continue. I mean, like God's honest truth, like they continue to look impressive. Like we'll look at Nvidia, you know, had a really nice bounce. It isn't really getting crushed yet, but it's still really good bounce on the day. AVGO, decent bounce. Meta had a decent bounce, got pushed back below 213. Apple, more of a SPY name, but had a great push. You know, 163 back up to 165. But yeah, you're pushing back down. This is not ideal. Tesla just churning right now too. Tesla does not want to drop. Tesla should though. If Tesla was going to push up, I think you would have had more volatility. It would have been stronger. But yeah, like even looking at Tesla's chart real quick, going into Tesla, you can kind of see you had like this like ascending triangle right here. So when I was watching, trying to form off that bottom, you had that little buyers started to show up down here when you wick down below. And then you started kind of, and it's not a ascending triangle because it's a continuation, but you can still see the gist of it, of what was happening. So you're at that top and you mount and push back up a little bit, but it's just doing it slow, doing it weak. Maybe just a little bit of exhaustion from sellers, but ultimately I'm kind of looking for this to come back into right here around 158. If you get rejected off of 158, I think you're going to get your best opportunity. Most likely, yeah. Those swing lows at 158. That's what I'd be looking for. Even going into Bookmap, we can look at like 158. You have a little bit of a level there, but I want to see as we get closer. So you have you can see there's a few, like you're basically stacking positions, 157.8, 158, 158.3. Makes sense where they're trying to stack that position into right there. But yeah. So Tesla, if you get the breakup, I think it's an opportunity. If you're not already in Tesla for the downside, but yeah. And also too with today, like, man, like extremely. If there was a day where you should have bounced back and you should have held it, today was the day. 100% today was the day. Like, there is no excuse for this dip back down for buyers. Buyers got exactly what you wanted. Massive beat on Microsoft. Big $70 billion bought back from Google. Like, exactly what you wanted on those names. And there's no fall through. You're just, slowly easing back down. You do have GDP tomorrow, and then we do have, I believe, PCE on Friday. But the biggest thing on Friday will be the SVB reports around Silicon Valley Bank, and then also what happens with FRC if they actually start to get, seized by the government. That'll be very big. So that's the biggest thing right now. And again, it just looks like, you can just see there's just no buyers. The buyers just stopped. You had a little bit of take profits probably happening here. People maybe reallocating positions on things like Microsoft and big tech, but ultimately it's just pain. And I didn't even see it on my live stream earlier. Like I said here, going back into the order flow, just disgusting. Between 11 o'clock and I guess now noon, 12:30ish. They just started stacking positions on the downside plays here. They just started levering in, and they're short dated. There's June. These are June contracts. That's the craziest part, right? Yeah, that is wild. Tesla. The big ones out of the money. Not too worried about those. Obviously, they're just sizing for positions, but more the near dated, cheaper ones are you're more excited about, especially like IWM, dear God, talk about sizing in. You don't really care about these. You're caring more about the 195s for June. You like those. Those are exciting for you. The big position as well. Possibly the 200s. They're just playing that in the money play right there as well. That's definitely what you want to see. And again, we talked a lot about this with April, and I talked about this a lot on my channel as well. Is I was talking about what was happening with volume, where buyers were coming in. And again, if you are kind of new or just hopping on the stream, you can definitely see the different story here. That NASDAQ had a really good bounce today. ES had a decent bounce, don't get me wrong, but the NASDAQ had all the strength. You basically went from 12.8 back to 13K. ES went to 41.10 and got rejected. But you can see the big buyers stepped into NQ, and that's the bet to make based on the last, what happened with banks. The last time in March, where were you making money, right? You were making money in Qs, you were making money in tech. Where were you losing money on the downside or to the upside? If you're going short, you were making money. It was in SPY, it was in Dow. So this makes sense what they're doing. If you're going to have a position, if you're a hedge fund, obviously you're hedging your position. You're not just going YOLO in one direction, not naked positions. It makes sense. You have any of your upside risk is going to be in tech. Your downside is going to be in SPY and Dow. So that's why today I switched over and I started playing SPY because it just made more sense for me. And people in Discord actually got better fills than me. I got in around 415. You actually ended up dropping down to $405, $4 a pop. So that's pretty decent. And if anything, it just gives me room to be able to hold them longer. So again, I would like to hold this position longer overnight. It just totally depends on where we end the day. If we end the day above 4,100, I'm less interested in holding. Personally, I would not want to hold if we end the day above for 4100. 4100 ES is going to be a major level. But yeah. Going back in. If you have questions on and Discord, you have to type it out. I will not be able to read any or I will not be able to hear any of your questions. I had to meet everyone. Some people just leave their mic open for fun. But yeah, getting a little bit of a bounce here. 12.95. Again, you're still going to be battling here. You're just chilling here doing nothing. Have a good one, Don. I'm also really just watching for news. Anything released around the FRC. Any FRC news will be bad. Yeah. Okay. Just looking. Tesla getting a little bit of a rejection, but then bouncing back up. 157, you're trying to get it back above. 156 was the real level to be watching. But again, biggest opportunity if you come back into 158, I'd be looking for some puts there, to be honest. That'd be the opportunity, if there's going to be an opportunity there. Yeah, you're still holding 12.95 on NQ. I mean, you look like you want to break it, though. And you want to see, but there's no increase of selling, and that's what I'm watching for too. And so we kind of saw back here how you were kind of like just declining in volume. You weren't really, it was not a flag, but you were just kind of just slowly going down on low volume, only spikes being to the sell side. And then you kind of increased here, but then right here you can see just, again, no volume. So we want to see some increased volume down here to really start pushing us down. Because again, not only do we have to break down 12.95, but they need to break below 12.910. 12.910 is a really major level, which Jay's been covering a lot on our live streams. So 12.910 is going to also be a pain in the ass to get below. But ES, you've kind of done all the work already. As long as you stay below 4,100, which we've seen that reaction, it's been pretty great. But yeah. SPY, you're seeing a little bit of increased volume. Pretty interesting at the low, just all a bit of buying. But again, just nothing crazy coming in. You need more. You're going to have to get some more exciting volume. You need something. But again, and I said it yesterday too, if you guys were on the live with us yesterday, I didn't expect, and I said it in the video I posted on, I believe, Monday, I did not expect to get a breakout to the upside or to the downside yesterday at all. Just based on going into earnings. But, you know, like I always say, you can't really predict what's going to happen when it comes to fundamental viewpoints, especially with some of these banks. You have no idea what's going to happen there. But it seems like banks just continue to give us bad news. We kind of thought some of the worst was over, especially with what the Fed has been saying and a lot of the big banks have been saying. But now with FRC most likely going to get seized, you know, it's definitely caused some more volatility. But yeah, like, and then the fact today, again, I'm going to say it again, like the fact that you're not getting significant upside pressure with the earnings that we had yesterday, that's the most telling sign for me. I'm just like, man, I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, maybe Meta can hold you up. Maybe Meta can take you to a new local high. Possibly, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Trying to see if there's any news at all being released. It's been such a slow day, though. Ever since that first little drop we had. Commodities. Yeah, getting a little bit of a bounce here. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So I'm trying to go through and see if there's any news that was released. I haven't had my news bot on all day. Nah, nothing really. Just a lot of Bank of England stuff. Get a little bit of love again. You're just holding that area. You just didn't get the volume. And as you can see, like you come down, you get the increased volume here, like we literally just mentioned. As you zoom in there, you can kind of see what's happening, and you get that increased buying volume coming in. So it's just a matter of like, at the end of the day, who's going to step up with the volume. The problem though is, if you're looking at the upside, is the continued upside has not been there. The continued upside volume has been just utter garbage. So I don't know if that's the way you want to side here personally, but to each their own. But yeah, the upside has been just god awful, especially with volume. Like, I mean, zooming out here, look at the volume since 11:30, just primarily all downside volume coming back even more. I mean, even the upside that you had this morning, you know, a lot more volume was coming on the downside. The little pushes down, and then they'd stop. Right? You want to see continued, and you're just not seeing it yet. So that's what we want to see. Right now it's 12:30. I mean, 2 more hours left in the day, 2.5 hours more left in the day. So nothing crazy. We'll see though. As of now, I'd put my money on the downside for the remainder of the day. Tesla slowly turning 157. Tesla gives me a migraine looking at it. Pushing up while everything else comes down a little bit. Gotta love to see it. If anyone has any requests, make sure you ask before we get out of here. About 24 more minutes on the live stream. Hopefully get a little bit of action. We had a little bit to start, kind of stagnated out. I think I feel pretty confident though going into Power Hour, you're going to get a little bit more volatility like we did yesterday. I definitely think so. So things to be looking out for as we go into the end of the day. Definitely things to be looking out for. But again, like your answer is just right here. I mean, no volume. You're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. I can look at NQ. You got a little bit more volume there on NQ. You pushed up, but still, I mean, dude, like, what are you doing here? Just nothing even happening. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry, you just can't do nothing here, guys. If you have questions, make sure you ask while we're here. Won't be much longer, but yeah. What's your view on volume pressure? Is that on Natesh? Is that on Bookmap or is that on something else? I've never used the volume pressure indicator, so I couldn't give you an answer. You saw some immediate selling right there. No news though. It's on Bookmap. Let me see. I can download it real quick actually. Let me pull it up. Let me log into my Bookmap account. I might have to request access to it. There's a lot of cool indicators on Bookmap. It's just they take time, in my opinion, to get used to understand. And I'm really big on not talking about things if I don't understand them, because I don't want to confuse people or give an opinion on something that I'm just not. I don't have like enough information on. You know what I mean? And like something could very well be great. You know what I mean? And I don't want to influence someone of not using something. Let me go see the volume. What'd you say? Let me look at that volume pressure. Is it newer or no? Hey. Calm down. Calm down. None of that. No, sir, Damien. Muted. Let me see. Derivatives. So this is what it looks like if you go to Bookmap. You just go and I'll show you the process for anyone else that wants to know how to do this. It took me a while to figure this out, to be honest. It's not as you go more knowledge base. And I actually, if you guys have any recommendations that you want me to look at, so I have them up for the next time I go live, or even get them downloaded right now, I can do that totally right now. Is it volume pressure though? Let's see. I'm not seeing volume pressure. I'm not seeing volume pressure. See, like icebergs right there, boom. But volume pressure, I'm not seeing it. Yeah. Market pulse. This is newer, I believe. I'm pretty positive this is AM free to all users until April 30th. Interesting. Why is it not opening? One second. Computers turns off. Okay. Let's see. I might have to restart I don't want to restart my Bookmap because it'll delete all my the data on the icebergs. I don't like doing that. I like to have that for the videos at the end of the day. So I don't want to. I do not. Let me see. It's not letting me add. Why? I don't know why. It should let me add this. I just closed for the day. I'm interested in trying. I want to try some new ones. It's just like there's so many sometimes. I'm just like, dude, like I don't know where to start. But yeah, let me see. Is there a different one I can download? It might only be for crypto. I don't think it's only for crypto though. Let's see. Dude, the price action here is so garbage. I'm so sorry, guys. It's so trash. You had the breakdown. I mean, it's what you want to see, though. You're holding below 4,100. You're slowly inching down. No buyers. So, I mean, it's ideal. It's just happening very slow. I could remind you, it's paid, actually. I mean, I should have it either way with my subscription, but I might just have to message Bruce. I can actually message him right now, so I have it. So I don't forget. But I'll have it for sure next week when I hop on. Anyways, yeah. So I just messaged Bruce. I'll have it next time, Nitesh, for sure. So I'll have it downloaded. I just messaged him. Bruce is usually pretty quick to get back to me too. I might, if you're free, make sure you check us out on our main channel. So obviously I'm live here today on Bookmap's channel, but make sure you check us out on Option Drops. We're live every single day, just to let you know. And I use Bookmap. I go over different things. But if you have questions like, going over indicators, probably the best way to do it and to ask, just so it's always there for you. So you know. So live every day. Option Drops. This is our main page. So make sure you check us out. We're live every day, 10:30 a.m. Central. But yeah. You got a little bit of like a false break out there for a sec, but you're still moving down. Currently up like $700 on SPY, just chilling there, nothing crazy. But we're doing decent here. Definitely no complaints. But yeah, ES slowly breaking down. NQ finally getting some of the love to the downside, so we wanted to see. A little bit painful taking so long, but hey, we'll take it, right? We'll take it. We'll take what we can get here. This is what we want to see. Slow downside, but it's all good. Tesla slowly reversing off of 157. I mean, I would love to see more action around Tesla. Dear God, so slow, but nonetheless, still okay. One sec, go back into open chat. But yeah. A little bit more. Where's ES at? Really just want to track ES. Getting below 49 needs to be big. You're finally below. We want to see sellers set up right here at 12.95. You want to see them set up a wall. If they can start setting up a wall and holding you below that, I think we're good. And then the next level you're watching here, if I'm not here, is 12.910. That's your next level. You get below 12.910. That's where we made all of our money yesterday. With the puts, was when you broke below that. Once you broke below that, it was like easy money to the downside. But again, in my opinion, I think SPY is the way to go for the downside here. I think that's the money making opportunity. I still think you can make money on Qs, but I think SPY is safer and easier. Oh man, pretty decent though. We'll take it. We will take it. Any last few questions? What time is it? Got about 10 more minutes. SPY's churning. There we go. This is good. This is what we want. Almost up 10% on those. Yeah, we're cooking on SPY. Here we go. Finally. Taking forever. Tesla, I'm telling you, Tesla's primed. Tesla is like primed. Best entry opportunity though on Tesla is gonna be if you hit 150. I just don't think you're gonna hit it. I don't even know how Tesla's pushing up right now. Like it should be dropping. Chomp knows. Do what you gotta do. He already knows. Chomp knows. Bro, we haven't had like a really big gainer day, and I'm like looking forward to it. Oh man, SPY. There we go. Bro, my contract somehow just went to 1,500. Bro, we're eating now. There we go. Bro, you hit him with that dilly. Bro, those boys go crazy in Discord. You already know that. Do what you got to do. You already know. But yeah, we look good. We look good. Tesla, I think Tesla's the next play though. 156. Tesla's calling my name. But yeah, there we go. We're looking good. Almost 2K on SPY right now. We're churning, boys. Hey, good way to end the stream. Good way to end the stream. Good way to end the stream here. Good way to end the stream. That's all I was saying the whole time. Nothing even changed. Nothing from the story changed the entire time. As y'all can see right there, 19.5. We're cooking now. We're eating, boys. Here we go. Tesla starts going, then we're really eating. That's the last one we want to see. Is on Tesla. That's what we want to see. Let's get this finisher on Tesla. We'll start dancing. Put the cowboy hat on. The rest is history. If you don't have any last questions, make sure you ask. And again, this is like all I was doing was watching Bookmap. Like y'all see, like you're coming to another level here, so you know if like 40.80, it's gonna be a bitch to get below this. Yeah, possible double bottom area here on. Yeah. Yeah, so be careful here on ES. You can definitely see you're coming into a level here. I mean, I need to bring this up and take a picture for y'all as well. This is exactly what we want to see, though. You know what I mean? Exactly what we want to see. Exactly. Bring that right there. Boom. Don't get caught. Don't get caught, though. So let me see if there's any more questions before I let y'all out of here. You're getting it. About 7 more minutes. Again, you can see, well, how do we know this was a big level? We didn't, honestly, even if you weren't zoomed out, you knew this was a big level. Why? All that liquidity sitting right there, right? You're seeing more volume step in. You're seeing a little bit of buyer step in. Again, this is what you wanted to see, like right here. Back in the 12.9 on Qs, on NASDAQ, ideal. This is not bad. Not bad at all. This is not bad. I definitely think we could see follow through to the downside, though. 110%. I think you could see more follow through down. Oh, well, this is terrible news. Spoiler alert. So you just had this news right here from our Twitter bot right here. Fitch Ratings, they expect the overvaluation of national home prices in the U.S. will continue to moderate amid ongoing home price declines. Now, I don't expect a housing market crash, but please, like, dear God. I know some people here are like, oh, that means crash. No, that does not mean crash. But not decent news. Dude, Tesla just will not give it up, though. Tesla will not. It's gonna make me rage. Like, oh. Get that 156 test down here. Yeah, we need to break. If you break back below 156, I think the short is there. I think it's kind of confirmation you need. I mean, honestly, I think you're fine where you're at to go short, but confirmation's below 156 for sure. How we doing? Still watching like ES and SPY here and into this hour. Again, you got to be careful though, because if volume continues to flow and then buying volume continues to step in, you could easily start reversing back up. You have to understand that potential intraday double bottom, totally possible, but we want to see buying volume slow down and then push in. That's what you want to see right there. Look at that. Look at that seller that just stepped in. Look at that. Look at that wall. Yeah, that's an immediate downside right there. Oh, that is disgusting. You want to make sure that stays on there, but look at that. Take a screenshot and post that one too. Look at that seller. Jesus, that is gross. That is verbatim what you want to see. I was like, you want to start seeing a wall set up. Oh my God, look at that wall. That is crazy. That is a wall if I've ever seen one. Man, what a way to... This is a great, for instance. Yeah, there you go. Good. That's a good way to end it. That's a good way to end it. Man, I'm just excited that we finally got some volatility during this, man. We never get any volatility during my live streams here. 12-1 might be some of the least impressive times to trade. Yeah. So we'll see. You also had that debt ceiling stuff today, so be careful with that. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, you're not guaranteed to continue to fall, anything like that. You're not guaranteed anything. You look really good as long as these walls stay up here. You look really good, obviously. But yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, though, going into the end of the day, Meta earnings, if Meta misses, if Meta does not perform well, you're going to get slapped. That is for sure. I'll tell you that right now. You're gonna get hammered if Meta misses. They moved that wall right there. Just took it right out. And that's another cool thing about Bookmap is like sometimes you can see stuff on the level 2, but then you can also see when they take it off. And that's why, a lot of this is so important. That didn't get bought through. They just took it off. They just took it off the book. They just straight up said, never mind. We're just taking it off. Yeah. So really important to understand that too, is you can take things on, take things off when it's there. And this is something you're not going to usually see with like level 2. Like, so if I go into something like, I don't think you're going to be able to see level 2 yet. So you go into level 2, like this is just actively what's coming in. You're not going to be able to see what's there and what's being taken off. So you have to understand what's being filled, what's there, everything in between. SPY, decent buying. Like again, you can see a decent buying pressure. It is declining at these levels though, worth mentioning. Not too impressive. Let's go 500. Getting a lot of buyers here still on Tesla, still just dumping their money in. Jesus Christ. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Good stream. See you guys next Wednesday. I'll have that other indicator added to the list. So again, have a good one, guys. Really nice.